And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and off to the races we go for a Tuesday, isn't it? 73 right now, a lot warmer than we've had the last few mornings at this point in time. Oh, yeah, did I mention that we've got storm chances today? We do. It'll roll in this afternoon, somewhere between 2 and 9. We'll have it again tomorrow night. Then we'll have it again on Thursday night. So stormy weather late in the evening hours every day this week. Be prepared for that. And we're going to give you details on the forecast in just a moment of what to expect, how bad it will be, and all the above. We'll be here with you during the stormy times to walk you through it step by step, well, street by street as we do that. I learned something I shouldn't do, Odie, right before I go on live. I have to give kudos to whoever made it. I don't know who, but it's some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen. Somebody went back, Fred G. Sanford, and put in Trump and Nancy Pelosi and has him throwing slurs at Nancy. I don't care who you are. It's funny. That's good stuff. It was really good. Kudos to whoever took the time to do that. Funny stuff there. It is already Tuesday, as we said, this week, moving right along, and we may have to adjust the Bible verse here in just a second to make sure I got the right day. We've got that. We're going to find out what went on in Lauderdale County, what went on yesterday, maybe in Newton, all the areas around. We're doing that at 7 this morning, and we're going to take a closer look in just a moment here as what's happening nationally, what should concern you. Well, headlines that affect you. That's what we're going to do. That's all up and coming here next at the Scotty Ray Report.
Sometimes in the media, a reporter may get some information that could very well turn into a story.
If I ask you who your favorite team was, what would you say? Well, in our state, most people line up with Mississippi State, which is the right choice, by the way, or Ole Miss. And then look, around us, sure, there's some Alabama fans, but they've got the easy life. Regardless of who your favorite team is, most of us do have a preference. But did you know that spiritually there are two very distinct teams too? 1 John 5:19 tells us this, that we know that we are of God and the whole world is under the sway of the evil one. This is clear. We either are on God's team, or maybe a better way to say it is that we're either a part of God's family or we aren't. There's no middle ground. There's no in-between phase. And it can be hard sometimes because I've had people ask me, well, can't people who aren't Christians do good things? I mean, yeah, they absolutely can. But we know that our good works cannot earn salvation. Only Jesus and what he did on the cross and rising from the grave can please God. And then we walk in obedience from there. So the question is this, whose team are you on? Or what family do you belong to? If you haven't given your life to Jesus, there's nothing that God loves more than bringing in a lost and wandering orphan into the family of God. Consider this today because remember, change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that. As always, good way to start the day, isn't it? Sure like that. JJ giving us a good message this morning. As we look at headlines across America this morning, we see that a series of bomb threats that were made on LGBT parades ended up being, well, hoaxes. It's not nice to do that in any shape, form, or way. If you're an Ole Miss fan, we'll see that nationally they are bearing down on Ole Miss with an investigation now. Now, let's keep in mind what really went on at Ole Miss, as we had protesters like what was going on in California and what was happening in New York try to overtake the campus. We had a group that came in that saved the American flag. Instead of another flag being raised, it was stopped. That should never happen, as we were discussing just a moment ago. Has America forgotten? Has the world forgotten what happened? 6 million Jewish people lost their lives. Oh, I've heard those rumors that are out there of, oh, that didn't happen. Can y'all believe that? We have people in 20 years ago that say that it doesn't matter what happened in New York. We are some kind of a way losing our direction in this world. You have to know history to face tomorrow. Without a shadow of a doubt, learn what happened so it never repeats. I can remember Darryl Worley singing about it where they want to take it off his TV. Well, at the time, I really thought it was just lyrics to a song. But boy, was he right. You take it away from television, you say you can't talk about it, and the world forgets, and it happens again. Let's not. It's awful. American soil, no other flag needs to ever be raised here. We fought too many wars, and too many people have given their lives for each piece of thread that is on that flag. Let that be heard around the world. It's very important. We all saw the video, I think, that was floating around America yesterday of the pastor that had the guy that pulled a gun on him. I even had some people, I read comments, say, well, that doesn't look real. Something about it doesn't look natural. With a gun jammed. And as they made the arrest, they would find a relative of this man deceased at his home that, well, you know what he done. That's sad. Now, what he had against the pastor, I do not know. I don't know if he just walked into any particular church or if it had a reason. But as we mentioned yesterday morning, if your church does not have security, now is the time to do it. We cannot take chances any longer, regardless of what his reason was. There's people, I'm just going to be honest with you, who have things against Christians. Believe it or not, and I didn't think I would ever say it in my lifetime, Christians are becoming fewer and fewer as the days pass. One day, y'all write this down, they will teach others to call anything that you see, if you see anything that has to do with Christian activity. There'll be a hotline set up. Y'all mark my word, that day is coming. And the only way that you can stop it is to stand up for what is right. Never, ever, ever deny him in public. I know I'm on a soapbox, but it's a lot of truth to this stuff. Y'all pay attention what happens worldwide. It is coming to our doorsteps. As we look at this, it saddens me. You go many years of high school. You start out in first grade, kindergarten. You make your way. You have a graduation. You finally graduate from college. Well, the college campus cancels graduation because, well, there was a protest there. As parents have paid all this money, or somebody, you, the American taxpayers, paying for their education, they will not get to walk at Columbia University. They're going to have small, downsized scale graduation instead of everyone getting together. That tells me that the left has won when that happens. We have a U.S. company that's going to be hit with a huge fine. Fayetteville Janitorial Services. They're going to have to pay $650,000 in penalties. Why? They had children cleaning up meat cleaning processing plants. Children. Hefty fine. They'll have to pay for what they done. As this almost breaks your heart to think that someone would even have to have this thought. But a man has confessed to killing his wife. She was hospitalized. He said he did it because he couldn't afford to take care of her anymore. They didn't have insurance. He didn't have the money. And they saw it as the way out. Is that not bad? We also have one more horrible thing that makes my skin move. A mother has thrown, have y'all seen the stories in the news? A mother threw her disabled child into a crocodile-infested water. I don't have to tell you how that ended, do I? Hopefully she'll pay for what she done. Shame, shame. And I'm going to ask Odie about this. As we looked at, as a kid, we had movie stars that we looked up to, people that were in the spotlight that were supposed to be a role model. My wife pointed this out to me last night. This gala, Met Gala. Did y'all see this? It really was all about how I could be naked and get in front of the public. It truly was. I'm sure you've seen it somewhere floating on the internet at this point, of these pictures of these girls. They even had to have one that her dress was so tight, it took 3 guys to pick her up over the steps so she could get into the place where they were holding this. I just
file that under the headline of what's wrong with America.
Yeah, what is wrong with America? Odie's right on that. I'm worried about it. I truly am. Is there no one left teaching us right from wrong anymore?
No.
Boy. Well, we'll have some more discussions on that from time to time, but I thought you ought to know that. Now, we're going to be right back as we'll get into the forecast to find out what's happening as it affects each of us. Weather's a big part of it. Makes you want to go outside or not go outside. It gets hot. We'll find all about that next and the stormy weather that lies ahead for us. Stay with us. We'll be right back with all of that and so much more.
Advanced Auto Glass by Joey can handle all your windshield repair and replacement needs. Service work is guaranteed and covered by warranty. Our technicians are professional, auto glass trained, and have over 100 years of combined experience. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey utilizes in-house calibrations for vehicle safety systems. Most insurances are accepted, and reliable mobile service is available in surrounding areas. Keep cars cool and secure with custom tinting, side mirror replacement, and AquaPal windshield wipers. There's one clear choice in auto glass repair. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
Bring on the amazing colors of spring. Al's Garden and Gift, voted the best garden and gift shop, specializes in beautiful bedding and vegetable plants, shrubs, fruit trees, hanging baskets, succulents, roses, and ferns. Freshen up flower beds with mulches, soils, sod, and pine straw. Also sprouting up unique gifts, candles, pottery, gourmet sauces, spices, and food items. Come try a cool and delicious treat by Ice Cream Factory 2. It's the perfect time to spend in the yard. Bloom with happiness. Visit Al's Garden and Gift today.
Drop in and see Al. He'll take care of you today on anything that you're looking for there. Already moving 19 minutes before the top of the hour on an early Tuesday morning. 73. Nice weather right now. All that will change in just a moment. We're going to get into the forecast to show you that. But before we begin, let's take a look at the projection of what's happening. Let's pull up radar here as we look at this. Now, we do have some fog south of here, south of Hattiesburg. Now toward, if you're headed toward the coast, be ready for this. Wiggins, Mississippi, Poplarville, even over to Central Nell, Alabama. If you got to travel that 2-lane highway headed toward the coast, be cautious, be careful. Now let's look at our severe weather here of what is projected today. Here's what we've got. Now this does go all the way down, taking in Clark County, a level 1. Now this should happen today somewhere between 2 and 9. It's not horrible, but we can't rule out anything when it comes to weather. Just know after 2 o'clock it could get kind of serious there. Not as bad as it will get. Let's look at day 2, what's happening tomorrow. As we see here, look at this. As we look at northern Mississippi, that northwestern corner, right up in here, Tunica, that's going to fall under a level 3 tomorrow. As we do see that parts of the area will hit a level 2 tomorrow. Let's zoom in on this. This is northern Noxubee County. If you're going to be stopping by to get bread up there at the store, with the Mennonites, it's going to be rough in those areas. Kosciuszko. Also, we'll see that Louisville probably will fall right at that level 2 there. Lake Teocata, those areas there, over to Reform, Alabama. Durant, Mississippi. Stark, Vegas will fall under that. Now, let's look at what's happening as we move into Thursday. Let's go to the severe weather then. And look at this. This is what is expected on Thursday. It will be everything basically south of I-20. Now, forest those areas, and it will move kind of southeast of there following I-20 southward. Clark County is involved in this. Thomasville, Alabama. Look at this. Chatham, Millery, all these areas, Bay Spring, a level 2 coming on Thursday afternoon. Now, we'll have more details on this as this gets closer. And remember, with weather, it changes quite a bit, so we'll have updates in between now and then as this gets closer. Stay with us. We'll fix all of that. All right, let's get further into our forecast now.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we look at our record highs, record lows, we go back to 1952. It was a warm day, 92, back in 44, 40. Now, the forecast for today is going to call for somewhere around 89. We do have showers in the forecast. 87 there around Philadelphia and staying that way up toward Columbus. As we see 89 also all the way from Demopolis, Clanton, Selma, those areas, kind of close to that. Warm, cooler in Birmingham at 86. Now, here's the threat today as we looked at our radar a moment ago. This will fall mainly between 2 and 9 p.m. today. A chance of isolated severe thunderstorms. Damaging gusts could happen there, and hail up to a quarter-size hail. No mention of tornadic activity involved with this one, just some severe weather. We'll watch it. Thunderstorms. They pop up quickly. Same thing goes for Alabama. It takes in Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, all the way up to Gadsden for this afternoon. As we look to tomorrow, now this is going to be late, moving in tomorrow night into early daybreak Thursday morning as we're getting together. Now, as you'll see, northwestern Lauderdale County will fall under a level 1. This moves up. This will be updated as we follow these storms there. But right there, as we get up near Louisville, will be that level 2 line. Philadelphia will be a level 1, and further north we go, it will then bump into a level 2 storm. Now, as we move into Thursday afternoon, it changes. The Meridian area at this point will fall under a level 2. Everything south of I-20 is basically what we're looking at. Now, tornadoes are very possible on Thursday evening. Keep it in mind. We'll update you as this progresses. And again, it can change. This line can go further south. It can move up. we'll be here to tell you what happens with it. We're looking for hail with this and also gusts of somewhere around 60 miles an hour. Those gusts are dangerous. And what's it do? Knocks out power, doesn't it? Here's the outlook for Bama there. Fayetteville as it cuts across Lauderdale County, those areas there. Jasper, Alabama. That's what we're watching there. Now, as we come across, this is the outlook for the next 10 days. You see that cooler weather here in Mississippi? This rain is kind of causing that. As we go to our 7-day forecast, calling for 88 today. Thunderstorms, 40% chance, down to a 20% chance. And I'm going to go ahead and throw out a wooden nickel on this. We may have to, again, hear from authorities of moving full moon on 5th. I'm not quite sure that can happen on Thursday night with the weather moving in. 60% chance of thunderstorms. We'll watch it and keep you updated on that. We move to a cooler temperature there on Friday at 79. Over the weekend, we're back down to just under 80. 77, 79 on Sunday, but no rain chances. It should be good for whatever event that you have going on outside. Can't beat that, can we? As we go to Monday, a 20% chance, increasing to a 60% chance next Tuesday. And look at this, 60% chance of rain basically through Thursday, decreasing to a 30% chance on Friday, and possibility of more scattered thunderstorms next weekend. So get what you got to get done. It's going to make grass mowing kind of hectic there. It'll make it grow like wildfires, they say. Let's check out that fishing forecast today. Chet tells us for today, well, get that rod and reel and be out there around 12:30 to 2:30 is the best major time to go fishing this afternoon. As we look at some minor times, somewhere around 8 o'clock tonight, right at dark 30, fish may be biting. The wind's going to be south-southwest, 5 to 15, but look at those gusts of 25 miles an hour. And as that makes it bad for your lures and backlashing, it also makes it bad for wildfire. So don't burn today. Don't throw matches out or have chains dragging the ground. It truly does spark fires. And we'll tell you more about some folks that are going to need some help in Newton County. They lost their home last night. Complete loss. If you happen to have sizes of these folks, pass it along to us so we can get that out there. Do a little help for them. There's nothing worse than losing everything that you own. And I know there's a lot of you watching who've been through that. You relate to that. It has to be a horrible feeling. We've got that, so many stories coming up, shootings that happen. Oh, yeah, we'll include that too. That's coming up at the top of the hour. Don't miss out on all of this. We'll keep you up to date with everything that happens locally. That's coming up at the top of the hour here at the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.